Welcome to the Ride This Out podcast, where we talk about how to improve your mental health and strengthen your connection to nature and your community, all through one simple solution: the bicycle. My name is Zach Golding, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and mental health therapist. I'll be your host as we discuss the power of pedaling. Welcome into Tune Up Tuesday. My name is Zach. I've been a therapist for over 10 years. This is some quick tips, some tools, some questions, some reflections to get us kind of thinking about our own mental health and ways that we can improve it. This is not intended to be your own mental health therapy. This is intended to be a free resource, a guide, and just an opportunity to kind of do some self-reflection. But on that note, if you are interested in therapy, you live in the Utah area, specifically Utah County or Salt Lake County, my practice is up and rolling. Ride This Out, LLC. We are up and going. It was a bit of a process to get it going. Got my office, working with different insurances, got it all set up on my website and the different profiles and everything. So if you're interested or have any questions about it, look me up on my website, ridethisout.com. You can find me on my Psychology Today profile. But the thing that I'm most excited about with this new practice, this new office, is my office is located right off of the Murdoch Canal Trail. And I've talked a little bit about the Murdoch Canal Trail, a little bit on some of the past episodes within this podcast. The amazing thing about this trail is that it is a paved, protected pathway, but it's a wide pathway. And so it's away from cars. I mean, it goes through different intersections where you have to stop, wait for cars to go through, or you can just go through it if it's clear. But it's a wide pathway, wide enough for probably 3 or 4 bike riders to be right next to each other. And so it's a perfect opportunity, perfect place to provide a little bit of trail treatment is what I call it. Not to say that I'm going to do this every single session with my clients, but it's an opportunity, it's an option to provide that in conjunction with traditional talk therapy that's provided in the office. But this talk therapy will happen out on the trails. Of course, we'll be HIPAA compliant. If there's other people around, we're not going to get into any major issues in those situations. But again, it's just a chance to kind of process and go through it. So I've been doing it a little bit already, and the response has been phenomenal. It's amazing. And one of the coolest things about it is it just kind of opens up your mind, opens up some different things, and you're able to let nature and that movement kind of take over, that mindful movement. So again, if you have more questions or anything, or interested in it, or know somebody that might be interested, particularly with, I'm looking at working with a lot of youth, a lot of male youth, right? A lot of teenage boys that might be experiencing some oppositional stuff, some ADHD, some of those symptoms where maybe they have been a little bit more treatment resistant. This is a new avenue, a new path, if you will, a new trail that we can work through some of whatever it is they're going through and help them out. So I'm super excited about it. It's been, like I said, it's been a journey. But one of the things that's really helped me out along the journey is just researching a lot of the different things and talking with some people that have done it before as far as setting up their own private practice and just the accessibility of it. You know, for the longest time, I've had this dream, I've had this idea, but it's always been kind of like a big thing that I wasn't really sure if I could do it. But after researching and looking at different things and working at a private group practice, I just got thinking, I can do this. There's some stuff to it, but as long as you are researching it and looking into it and crossing off all those things you got to do, it's possible. And it got me thinking just about, how I've talked with so many people on this podcast about, thinking about getting into biking or thinking about getting into different hobbies, and the link of talking with somebody that's done it before, or having them show you that way has been such a great thing for them. It's broken down some of those barriers and just provided that access and inclusion. And quick story about that as well. And as I talk a lot about biking to school with my son. We do that a lot. And a few of the mornings that we've done it, it's been a little bit colder, and there's a family that lives just around the corner from us that they drive every morning. And one morning she kind of flagged me down, and I went over and I talked to her. And I speak very limited Spanish. She spoke very limited English, but in our limited communication, we were able to talk a little bit. And she was just saying how it's cold, and she's a very sweet lady, very nice and very kind. And she had offered to give my son a ride on the mornings that it's cold. And I had to explain to her, through the help of Google Translate, that even though it's cold, like it's what we like to do. We love to do that. And she kind of looked at me like, "Are you crazy?" Like, okay. And she just said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, no, we're good. Thank you so much." And I got her name, and then we went on our way. And then there was another day where, again, it was raining, and we were riding, and she pulled over, and she had asked if we wanted to ride, and it's not that far. It's about a mile. So we were like, "No, we're good. We'll just keep riding." Anyway, so we see her driving almost every morning. Well, about a week ago, as I'm riding, we get to see a lot of the people kind of coming up and down the street. As we were riding, I see this lady and her son riding bicycles. And I couldn't tell it was her for a second because she was all bundled up. She had a beanie and a scarf all wrapped around her. But then all of a sudden I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's her." And, we waved, and I was so excited. And so she and her son have been biking pretty consistently on that same path. And so I'm definitely going to have to recruit her to join our bike bus crew when we get that up and going. But it was a cool moment for me to just kind of see her out there with her son. And, not to say that I was the main reason, or that we were the main reason why she's doing that, but, she sees us every morning. And I'm assuming that, her son is seeing us every morning too, and has the idea that he wants to ride as well. And so when you see other people doing something, right, it plants that idea in your mind, and it gets you kind of empowered and thinking about, hey, I can do this too. So whether it's biking, whether it's starting your own private practice, whether it's school, whether it's starting your own business, whatever it might be, if you see somebody doing some of those things, or know someone, talk to them, recognize kind of what they're doing, and it can, again, empower you or provide that example of what to do. And so that's a little bit what we're trying to do here in our home city. And we just started some group rides that I'm pretty excited about as well, that we're going to do them every month. The idea of it is kind of like our own version of Critical Mass. Critical Mass is a ride where I think it's the last Friday of every month in different cities, where just hundreds of people come out. But in our city, it's a little bit different. I don't necessarily think we're going to get hundreds, at least not right now, but that's the hope, that's the vision. But we're going to be doing them on Saturdays, and we have these streets, we call them the 400 streets. So we got 400 north, 400 south, 400 east, 400 west, and if you can take them all in a block, it's 4 miles exactly. And so as I was researching and looking at it, and I just have thought of these streets as kind of the Connect 4 streets. They connect everything in our city. Some of the greatest parks and some of the greatest trails, and the different schools, all the high schools, the elementary schools. Like, it just connects our city so well. And I just got thinking, we gotta do something with this Connect 4 ride, and just to be able to show and hopefully get some more protected, safe bike pathways along these connected paths, along these connected routes to connect our city a little bit more. And so, again, that's the hope, that's the vision. But as I've seen different cities do their group rides, their big critical mass rides, I thought, yeah, why not? Why not us? We can get some more people out. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know as it progresses into the warmer months. Hopefully, we'll get some more people out. But anyways, those are just some of the ideas, the reflections. Kind of reflect on, again, some of those things that you'd like to work on, that you'd like to improve, or that you'd like to try, and get some inspiration, get some ideas from those people around you, and the different things that they do as well. And as always, if you're ever going through some struggles or difficult times, or you need help processing something, need to make a big decision, just jump on that bike and tell yourself, I can ride this out.